Let's talk Jinx, a weekly Jinx video we do every Wednesday about anything to do with Jinx, as well as this video acting as a weekly discussion thread on the Jinx subreddit, our League of Jinx. Make sure to go check that out. And for today's video, what I'm going to do is kind of make a consensus, kind of a dogpiling of the feedback so far for Project Jinx, because now that the skin's been out for a while in the PvE, either you've gotten your hands on it, or you've seen someone who has gotten their hands on it, and as such, most likely you have more of a complete opinion about different aspects of the skin, instead of like just the splash art, or just the teaser, and stuff like that. Furthermore, there's a boards post, and not that you needed my approval, but I am rather proud that most of the comments and stuff that I've seen over there are actually done civilly. You've constructed your feedback in a manner that, it's easy to follow along, be receptive to, and also there's a writer, six-armed robot, listening to the feedback and stuff like that as well. As someone who mods for August, who's the kit designer for Jinx, and sometimes some not so nice people can come into his stream on his chat on his stream, that was just kind of nice to see on my end, so thank you. Even though, again, like I said, you didn't need my approval for that, but that's just cool to see. Furthermore, as a mod on the Jinx subreddit, I want to give you guys permission to actually just repost your feedback in the comment section on the thread as well. I don't want to take authority over Liquid Fire on this in case it does count as against one of the rules. I don't think it is, which is why I'm suggesting this. But since this is going to be a discussion thread on the subreddit, and since they are listening, I kind of wanted to be hey, if this post is going to be kind of pinned to the top of the subreddit for the next week, that way, if you've already done a post but it's kind of disappeared because it was a couple days ago, maybe you can have it back in the comment section, and if a Riot is looking through there, they'll be able to easily find everybody's thing under one post. And even if you're you also do YouTube, you've done a YouTube video, you might have to adhere to the 9-1 rule again, because it might count as a self-post if you post a video in your comment. But yeah, I'm giving you permission as a mod to kind of repost basically your feedback in the comments, linking it and stuff in that thread. Please do not make me regret that, because again, sorry Liquid Fire if that was not okay to do. I think it is why I'm doing it, but I maybe should have ran it past you first. That being said, let's actually go over the board post to see what some people have been talking about already. And again, shoutouts to Six-Armed Robot for also listening to the feedback. One of the general things, before I go over specifics, is it does seem like there are, for the most part, people are saying the skin is close to being there. It's mainly on how the skin looks, not the visuals and stuff like that. The visuals, people are saying are pretty alright. I, for one, when I did my video last week on the PvE, I absolutely love specifically, the rockets, too. The rocket form probably has, especially with Runon's Hurricane, and how the crit rockets turn a different color when they come out critting, they turn red. I absolutely love the visual effects on the abilities and stuff. It's as usual, the skins team and that department knocked it out the park. It feels really good on that side. It seems to be more of how Jinx's appearance is that seems to be the most roadblock for a lot of people. So for example, and if I pronounce these names wrong, I'm sorry, Jinkuzu. Her face mask, or rather PC block from what it looks like, in my opinion, is an awful addition to the skin. Really silences her personality. I'd like to have her change to have the Jin mask with the psychotic smile on it. Her torso is also out of place. Generally with all project skins, their whole body should look robotic or cyborg-esque, and this skin doesn't deliver on that. I do love the particles in the skin, and her model, in my opinion, needs some work though. I desperately want to love the skin since it's been on my wish list for a long time, but the face mask is what heavily kills it for me, and the lack of neon all around. And then they provide two examples of the face mask if it was Jin's mask and have a digital psycho look on it. So that actually is kind of some unique stuff. Credit to those artists, there are links here. But again, Six-Armed Robot, thanks for the feedback and the visuals, super helpful to the team. I'll pass things along. Cheers. Then there's another post by Mash You. I'm so sorry. Mash You. I butchered your name, I'm sorry. Alright, Jinx main here. Finally got the chance to test the Jinx skin out, so here's my full opinion. Her whole head model looks off and would look better with a hood, or something like the Siphon Flare cloak from Destiny, that's an interesting one, or an extension of her coat, or something similar to the fan art by Lingerific. I'm pretty sure I butchered that name, but that's one of the popular Project Jinx kind of concept fan arts, as a matter of fact. This also gives her a more unique top compared to the same sleeveless style cloak to her Odyssey and Jin, though I do like it. Also, the mask model looks bad. It would be nice if we got a visor like Aurelia or Kali, but if you want to be more unique, extend her mask similar to Project Master Yi's. An artist, Crowns Forkings, made a good rendition of this. So there's that one thing again. That's by Crowns Forkings, as a matter of fact. Another possibility is giving her a metal jaw and visor to look something like the traps do. Okay, so make her kind of look like the Flame Choppers, as a matter of fact. That's interesting. Her robotic right arm looks off and I think should be playing like the left. It just gives off much of an Odyssey Jinx vibe. Instead, give her fluorescent or neon tattoos on her arm and stomach. This would add a nice needed color and also give Jinx a tattoo she's missing. Also, it's the perfect skin to add neon tattoos. Also, I wish the gun had more of an impact sound than a thud. Her weapons remind me of the Graviton Lance from Destiny, but don't have that same nice impact sound. Not saying it should make an identical or copy, but I would love some more satisfaction there. Again, 6-Arm Robot replied, "Hey Mashu, thank you for the amazing feedback here. The visual references are so helpful. I'll pass things along. Cheers." I'm gonna butcher your name. Damaekins? It's like Damien, but with a K. Damiekins? Damiekins. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I've seen a lot of disconnect with the mask and I fully agree. The partial thing doesn't really suit her in my opinion. An artist on Twitter made a mock-up that I think works pretty well, though I understand the model change like this is pretty huge, especially with all the chromas. I don't think I've seen anyone say they like the mask as it is, and even as a Jinx main, skin collector, and lover of Project, I don't see myself getting it unless a change is made. Again, this is about the third time in a row this has been referenced, so a lot of people I think, at least over on the boards, have given feedback involving if you are going to go a mask, because like every Project skin has a mask of some sort, go a full mask, and then you can have Jinx's personality etched into like the visor, kind of like digitally. That could be an interesting concept. Again, they replied, "Hey, thank you for the feedback. I'll definitely be mentioning the mask of the team. Cheers." Now this could be Mari418 or the 4 could be an A. It's supposed to be an A. It's Maria81. When I heard Jinx was getting a Project skin, I already had my wallet set to use. But seeing how it actually looks, I'm quite underwhelmed. Perhaps the fan concept sold me on an impossible dream, but even then, this skin is subpar to its kin. As a Jinx man, I'm pretty disappointed in the lost opportunity, and I'm not going to buy unless some major changes happen. There are plenty of comments in the threads asking for changes I believe will benefit the skin, so I won't repeat them. As a side note, perhaps whoever was in charge of the visual effects for the abilities, that's the only saving grace for the skin right now for me. Hi Maria, either Maria81 or Marie481, sorry. Thanks for the feedback, we love hearing the good and the bad. I'll be passing everything along, cheers. Thotish? Speaking as a Jinx player since release with 360k mastery points, that's a lot of mastery points actually, congrats. Fellow game developer and overall optimist. Oh, they're also a fellow game developer, that's pretty cool. The skin is pretty good, it's just falling short on a couple of areas. I understand how close the skin is to release in its grand scheme of the timeline, and at this point you guys really can only do texture changes, so all I ask is, add something to the visor to make it feel more like Jinx, okay? Her crazy eyes are a big part of her personality, and in my opinion, a focal point of her original splash and character design, artistically speaking. If Jinx were to have some sort of visor like this for any reason, loss of sight, cybernetic enhancement, whatever, she'd totally have doodled on the thing and given it something wacky cute, emphasis on wacky. Each chroma should have a different little design for the eyes. Her stomach. Getting rid of the belly button, but keeping its skin tone just makes it look kind of blurred, like some details were scrubbed off. It's distracting in a bad way. I can get why the belly button isn't there, so maybe just some tattoo designs painted on her belly panels? Belly panels, yeah, sure. Again, could look like something she put on herself, maybe just spray paint more popular design into her. Overall, I'm pretty happy, but right now it's more of a B+. The visual effects make it solid skin, while these changes, it'd really be an S-, really dang good skin. I.e., as good as I could hope for a project, and anything past that is unrealistic at this point and subjective than anything. I agree with some of the others that a hood would have fit her. Thank you, Thotish. This is a fantastic feedback. I will definitely pass it along. Cheers. Basically, what I'm getting towards so far is if you notice, like, they are kind of so far along with the release of the skin, unless they announce, like, tomorrow at the time of recording this video, that, you know, they're actually going to delay this skin specifically, or even all the skins so they can release them together. There's probably a lot of stuff, unfortunately, that is kind of already probably set in stone. Doesn't mean they can't do some other stuff, though, so we'll see. We'll keep going. Oh, HR Jinx. I've seen them around in August's chat, as a matter of fact. I have some points on her art and game. On art, I don't like the mask. No mask, it'll be better. Change the tattoo colors or some more eye-catching color. In-game, fix her hair. Her hairstyle is different in-game, just do the same in the art. Her tattoo is missing in the game. The mask I don't like so much in art, but in-game it's worse. It looks like a Zir. Please at least correct your hair in the game and add the tattoo. If I sound, or I guess if I is disrespectful, sorry I don't speak English. That's totally fine. Thank you, HR Jinx. Very concise and super helpful. I'll pass it along. Cheers. One of the things they mentioned, though, even though they say like their English might be a little rough there is a little bit of disconnect, and we've talked about this, in the splash art in the in-game model. In the splash art, the hair makes it look like it's like a mohawk, kind of a forward thing going on, but in game it's like mostly slicked back, and that front part we see is actually Jinx's usual forward like fringe that she even has on like her base skin. But in game, like, it looks different than it does in the splash, so I probably create a bit disconnect since we saw the splash first before we saw the in-game models. Malcolm. So I agree with the general consensus of change her mask. Yes, absolutely something needs to be done about the face mask. It doesn't fit with the overall theme as well as the other visors, and I personally believe it's because she doesn't look like a robot and it's throwing off the theme of the whole skin for me. Take Katarina, who has a similar visor but doesn't feel out of place in the Project skin line. I feel if you took the skin in that direction, it would fit more. Make the mask more purple instead of black, and either make the hair match the purple color or the classic Project white. I know Jinx as a character would have colored hair, or she would have colored her hair, but the uniformity is what makes the Project skins, well, Project skins. Also adjust her skin and make her more like Ash or Katarina's. Not necessarily lighter, but make her have panels. Maybe take away the midriff too and make her have a full bodysuit. Alternatively, you could go the Jin route and do a full face mask, which would not only fit Jinx, but it will also make it look so cool. I personally believe that if you do this, you will have to keep one color for whatever's on the mask, or at least match the color of her hair, and then at least look more like Jin's than the Project skin, just not some random addition. My only other gripe is the twin braids. They look unfinished, like when Slayer Jinx was first in the PvE. They need something at the bottom to tie them off or just be removed. No complaints about the visual effects or sound effects, they look and sound fantastic. TLDR, make her more look like a classic Project skin or more like Jin's Project skin. She sticks out like a sore thumb right now. I'd probably always pick playing Odyssey Jinx over this one. Hi Malcolm, thank you for the feedback. The comparisons are super useful, and I'll take it to the team. Cheers. One thing to note there is actually, surprisingly, one of Project Jinx's chroma skins does actually have the midriff covered up and actually like a full Project skin outfit going on there. That's kind of an interesting thing that they did do there. So there's that to note. Let's wrap this up. Jinxie. This image really sums up the problem I have with the skin, which shows Project or Odyssey Jinx plus Project Jin plus Batman plus something else I can't quite see equals Project Jinx in her current form. As some of those have pointed out, she looks way too organic, which makes both her look a little like a Project skin, or like very little like a Project skin, but also makes her look too much like Odyssey. Making her stomach midriff more clearly synthetic robotic would do a lot to fix these issues without requiring any major redesign. Secondly, her Batman mask, it just has to change. Either make it a full mask with a face painted on or neon patterns like the others have suggested, a hood similar to Aurelia's, or just reverse the mask so it covers her mouth instead of her eyes. Now, I understand the reasoning behind it, they wanted to keep her smile and all, but I think most Jinx fans will agree with me and will say that counterpart of her character is her eyes. The crazy stare. Yes, the smile is a big part of it, but the eyes are much more important in conveying emotion than the mouth is. Jinx's eyes should never have been covered. It might seem like something that I'm making too much of a fuss about, nothing here, but Jinx without her crazy stare just isn't Jinx. So they replied, of course, hey Jinxie, thank you for the pick, lol. I'll definitely pass all the feedback to the team, cheers. That's something, depending who you ask, will vary. Like if they had to take away either Jinx's eyes or either Jinx's mouth, depending who you ask right now, they will say the eyes or the mouth. Like some people are okay with the visor because they do like the smile, they just want the visor to change to be more Jinx-like. Other people are like, no, we need the eyes. The eyes are kind of iconic to Jinx, right? Or obviously some people want the whole face. We've mentioned this though, it feels like when it comes to Project skins, there's gonna have to be some sort of cover, so then you just have to decide which one you want to go with. Signal Geo? I butchered your name and I'm sorry too. Project Jinx overview. Hello, I've spent some time in the PvE to check out the new Jinx skin chromas. Positives. Brand new concept for Jinx. This gives Jinx a more serious look without losing her maniac that we all know and love. Marvel's effects and abilities. The abilities and effects help relieve a lot of Jinx's chunkiness while also providing clarity to her kit. Negatives. Her hair looks nothing like in the splash art. Her splash shows an obvious mohawk that falls to the left of the side of her hair, also somewhat being held up by the mask, while in-game her hair is scattered in every direction while also overtaking the mask. And the splash, her wires in the back of her braids are shown to be clear pinkish purple, while in-game is black and purple. It doesn't match the rest of the hair. While we see lots of vibrant colors as purples, pinks, and neon blues, the endgame only really shows black and purple, making the whole skin look generic as a result. Her skin looks gray, making her stomach appear weird. Her mask could use some sort of glow light similar to Jin's. Bugs. Whenever Jinx stops moving after a few seconds, her hair awkwardly flares up. Thanks for reading. 6-Arm Robot replies once again, thank you, Project Jiho. We very much appreciate the positives and negatives and the bug. I know that particular bug is being addressed, so I'm sure it'll be fixed soon. Cheers. And then last but not least, here at least, Prismarina. At this point, it's a bit too late to do anything to be changed, but I figured all I can do is at least leave feedback at least. The visual sound effects and overall color scheme I like, but the mask and the hair, I just can't get over it. She doesn't look like a project, she looks more like a cyberpunk masquerade bird fusion between the mask and the Rakan hair. The mask really needs to be less bird Batman-like or a full face like Jin, and the hair, I don't know, maybe make the splash art like the hair, the actual hair. Basically, fix the disconnect. I'm a 400,000k plus Mastery Point Jinx main, but I really don't think I'll be getting the skin. I just don't see myself ever playing it. It's just so clunky and totally misses the sleek futuristic thematic of the other Project ADCs. So hey, Pris Marina, thank you for the feedback. I'll pass everything along. Cheers. And there you go. That's the board post. Pretty simple feedback, and a lot of the feedback given right now for Project Jinx. Again, with this video, make sure to leave your feedback in the comments down below. But thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification, the actual subscribe button. But I don't know which video will be next, so I can have a lot of kinks. So till this time, take care. GG, get jinxed. Thank you for watching, and enjoy pizza responsibly.